press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
The first question with which I would want to begin is the fact that, Vidya Balan has always been recognized as a personality and a face who has not been, bogged down by anything. You have been judged in a society like this, which has been judged, with judges. It's a judgmental society that we are talking about, right? From maybe getting removed from movies unceremoniously to getting trolled, getting judged because of weight or not weight. Every time trolls have come your way, you are someone who has always been smiling right up there, looking at the trolls and be like, listen, I'm going to be the way I am. So I want to know, ma'am, कि ये जो immense sense of confidence है आप में, where do you actually get this confidence from?
So Vajit, I think there is a song which has influenced me greatly in my life, which is कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना, छोड़ो बेकार की बातों को, बीत न जाए रहना. I feel like, really, if you start focusing on all that people have to say about you, then you won't have any time to live your life. So I learned this very early in life, and that's helped keep me sane and has helped me in good stead.
It's actually wonderful because the kind of judgments and the kind of trolls which celebrities go through in their daily life, 90% of the people actually feel disheartened, and 90% of the people don't have the ability to deal with that. But you have that's the reason I think you're probably looked upon as somebody as an ideal personification of women empowerment. I mean, I'm not the only one who tells you that. There must be so many people around who must be telling you that.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. And ma'am, as far as Shakuntala Devi is concerned, she is one lady, who has probably met extremes meet like nobody else. On one hand, there's this lady who is amazing when it comes to science, mathematics and all. And at the same time, she's also equally efficient in something like arts and literature. She is an author. So it's not something which we see very often in one. I'm not saying it doesn't happen at all, but in one individual, we don't see this too often. So when you met her, what are your biggest learnings from her and the kind of experiences that you have had with her?
I wish I had met her, because every second person seems to have met her. And I'm like, what happened? I seem to be the only person who didn't get a chance to meet her. Because like you said, it's such a perfect marriage, right? Of the arts and the math, which is such a rare combination. But I guess she was someone, she was someone who really wanted to live life to the fullest. So yes, she had this very rare gift, which she used, she celebrated, she did math shows all over the world. But in her free time, she was furiously writing books, cookery books, crime thrillers, books on astrology, books on maths, of course, shortcuts and puzzles and all of that. The first book on homosexuality, which is a world of homosexuals, way back in 1977. So I feel like she utilized every minute she had, to do something, which is so incredible. Yeah, because most of us can't focus on one thing. She managed to do so much.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful and an inspiration for all of us.
Yeah.
एक चीज जो मैंने सुना है, I think you have said in earlier interviews and also in the conference which I was a part of, कि during your own school days, during your own days where you were studying, you were kind of very decent when it comes to mathematics.
Yes.
You were not bad, unlike the image that most of the celebrities have, कि, we are not good in maths. You were decent in maths. Obviously, when you started working, your touch and your communication with maths has not been as much as you would have liked to.
As strong, correct.
Yeah, but during the preparations of Shakuntala Devi, when you were actually, amidst mathematics all the time, did you have interesting flashbacks going in your mind during your probably days of your college, days of your school, when you were involved in mathematics? Did you have interesting flashbacks at that point of time?
As a matter of fact, I had forgotten that I was good with numbers. Because now I don't need to use that skill at all. Yeah. There's a phone for everything. Even for the smallest of calculations, we use the phone.
Yeah.
So when I started learning numbers for Shakuntala Devi, as in for the film,
Yeah.
because in various scenes I'm doing math shows and I give the answers really swiftly. I realized that I still had that skill. I could still remember big numbers very easily, and I was overjoyed.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic because you get reminded because I think I remember clearly that I told you that I was not the best when it came to mathematics, but then I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to the film because probably maths is something that we still need in our life. It's not that education khatam ho gaya, padhai khatam ho gaya, so
हाँ,
we don't need it.
मैथ्स की तो जरूरत जिंदगी भर पड़ती है,
जी,
because हर चीज में मैथ्स है.
जी. So that's the big reason why I'm looking forward to this, apart from your presence, obviously, which I've said probably innumerable number of times already.
Thank you.
But you have very interesting co-stars. I mean, people like Amit Saath, people like Sania Malhotra. I want to talk about them because I mean, the kind of attention that they have grabbed over the last few years with respect to some absolutely wonderful performances which they have come forward with. And I can just keep taking names of projects, but they are fantastic. So it's like a perfect union of fantastic actors coming together. I want to know from your end how much you have watched Amit's work, how much you have watched Sania's work, and what are the kind of interesting discussions that you had while working on the sets.
I've watched Kai Po Che and Kick,
Yeah.
and I saw two completely different people in both the films. Amit is a wonderful actor, but what I saw in Shakuntala was really, it was such a revelation because you have to see him in the film to believe it. He's fantastic. And he used to do so much, time pass on set. So मुझे लगता था कि अरे, I don't know, I didn't have a sense of how he was approaching the scenes or how he was doing it and all that. Also, we don't have too many scenes together. But when I saw him in the film, I called him up immediately. I was like, wow, what a performance. It is so understated. It's so natural. It's amazing. Similarly, Sania, I've watched a lot more of Sania's work. I've watched Badhai Ho, Photograph, Dangal, Pataka. I always struggle saying this name. Pataka, correct?
Yeah, Pataka.
Yeah. So I think she's picked up varied roles and done them all so well. I think she's a fabulous actor. I remember loving her in Dangal. Quiet. She didn't have a really flamboyant role or anything, but she was fantastic. But when I worked with her on this film, I remember the first time I met her, she was very, very quiet. And I thought, maybe that's her personality because, I've only met her socially once or twice. We've said hello. But then when we went on set, when we were in London, I realized that no, there was she spoke, she laughed, she was absolutely fine. But I think at that time when I first met her, she was probably getting into the character. And Anupama Banerjee is a very shy, reserved person. So maybe that's why, she was quieter the first time I met her. Thankfully, the ice was broken and we started chatting a lot and we had a good time on set. But what I realized therefore about her is that she's a very sincere actor who puts in effort and who prepares for a role. Lovely.
And that's a wonderful quality for all actors who have
that.
You spoke about Anupama right now, and there was a very interesting photograph that came out where I think she was the one who had the clapboard for the Muhurat shot. I think,
yes,
if I'm not wrong.
So
whose idea was that? Whose idea was that?
I think it was Vikram Malhotra's idea. Our producer's idea.
And when she actually did that, what was the kind of interaction you had with Anupama at that point of time?
No, so I had met her before that. I had met her before that. I had spent an entire evening with her. And this was the first day of shoot and they had come there, they wished me. And we spent some time chatting because it was drizzling. So we had to wait to start our shoot. And then when this happened, I remember she teared up. It was, I guess, it was an emotional moment for her. And it was a special moment for all of us to have her give the clap, the first clap.
Yeah. Unbelievable and truly, truly emotional, as I can also understand. Ma'am, times are difficult. I mean, as of now, I mean, since due to this COVID pandemic, things are getting very difficult. Things are getting out of hand. Some people have the stability to handle that. Some people don't have the stability to handle that. I want to ask you a very important question, which is probably pertinent to the society, because as I said earlier, that women, they look up to you as an embodiment of women empowerment. जब से lockdown हुआ है, it's not just about suicides happening in the industry or anywhere else. It has been happening outside as well. And if something that has gone really, really, really high post the lockdown, it's domestic violence. The rate, the bar has gone really high. So there are innumerable women who look up to you when it comes to gaining strength, gaining inspiration. I want you to say a few lines to those women, so that whoever, if they're actually facing something like that, or if they're seeing somebody else, face something like that, what do you think they should do at this point of time so that everything becomes hunky-dory?
It's very easy for me to sit here and say, you must do this, that, and the other, but I'm not in that position, so I'll never know. But I definitely hope and pray that they have the courage to stand up for themselves and put an end to this abuse, because I don't think anyone has the right to lift a finger on another person. And if you see, if it's happening to you, or if it's happening to someone in your family or in your neighborhood, please reach out to the police or to NGOs, that work with victims of domestic violence. I think that's very important. There are many organizations today, especially during the lockdown. I've done videos for some organizations that are working in this area to help people know that there is help available. All you have to do is reach out.
Correct. And the last question, ma'am, before I leave is, obviously when you were shooting for the project, you were shooting outside, you were outside the country for a long time, and you were all excited and hunky dory ki ye film aayegi next year. Obviously we didn't expect that the situation will be something like this. Deep down, somewhere in somewhere deep down your heart, are you upset about the fact that Shakuntala Devi is not happening, not having a theatrical release?
No, not at all. I think because I believe that we have to adapt to the situation, to the current situation in life at any given point of time. So in the current situation, in the current scenario, this is the best thing that could happen to Shakuntala Devi.
Yeah.
It's going to premiere on the 31st of July on Amazon Prime Video and reach 200 countries and territories. It's opening up our film to a whole new audience and a wider audience, and I'm happy about that. And then we'll see you all again in the theaters with another film next year.
Absolutely. It's always exciting to talk to you. It's always exciting to see you, ma'am. Thank you so much once again for giving me your time. And I'm really, really happy about the fact that we could finally make it happen, even if it's virtually. But thank you so much. I wish you all the best for Shakuntala Devi and every project that you're doing going forward. Please take care, stay safe, and we shall see you soon, ma'am.
You too. Take care and God bless. Thank you, Shubhajit.
Thank you so much.
Bye.